comes every 4 years, but when it comes, all of India, 1.3 billion people, are focused on that one tournament. And if there is one person who can fulfill that dream to a large extent, imagine the pressure. It is this man. 2011, he was a rookie. He won the World Cup. But as he said in that press conference in Australia and at the prize distribution, maybe it did not sink in. 2015, he was the best batsman. We fell short in the semi-final. This time round, he's captain. He's the best batsman in the world. He's by far the flag bearer of all our dreams. Great to have you, Virat Kohli. Thank you so very much. Is this the most important tournament you've ever played? Captain, best batsman, the flag bearer of our dreams, as I said.
Well, if you look at everything together, I think yes, this is going to be probably the tournament where I'm more or less going to be involved in a lot of things. As you said, in 2011, yes, I was there as a player, but I did not. I wasn't involved in all the meetings and the pressures that come with taking the team forward and how to go about it. I was just happy doing my practice bit and just contributing to the team. Yeah, but at this point of time, it's going to be very different. Even 2015, I wasn't involved to an extent where I had to be a part of everything that's going on. So yeah, to understand the magnitude of a tournament like this from a captain's point of view, along with the team management, it's a different ball game. So and it's something I'm really looking forward to because when you play so much international cricket, after a while you need a bigger challenge. And I think there's no bigger challenge than the World Cup, and to come at this time where we played so much cricket over the past few years, and to find a tournament like this where every team is just up and running again, they're so excited for it. I think it's amazing for world cricket.
And if you actually think of yourself, I'll divide this into two parts, captain Virat, batsman Virat. Over the last 2-3 years, outstanding, extraordinary batting form in the 50-over format. You're going into the tournament as almost, this is our statement, not yours, undisputed best batsman in the world. There's so much this country wanting from you. How are you looking at it from your personal batsman point of view?
Well, obviously, I'm going to look to contribute as much as possible. That's always been my mindset. I would not say that I'm going to do something different just because it's a World Cup. Fortunately, I'm in the mindset that I have 12 months of the year. So I don't have to sort of pick myself up especially for a series or a tournament. Even if we play at home, after you've played a series in Australia, I'd still have the same kind of intensity and same kind of drive to make sure that the team goes across the line. So I don't necessarily focus on the kind of things that are expected of me. I think internally, to make the team win, to contribute to the team, those are the kind of pressures that I like to deal with. Because on the outside, there's so many things that you can bring in, and they're not controllables. Nothing is a total controllable, but these are things which are definitely beyond any kind of plan you can work around it. These are opinions, these are expectations, which is absolutely fair, because if you watch a game and you want me to do well, you will obviously have expectations and you would want me to perform, which is absolutely fine, because every individual has their own sort of requirements and expectations and choices to make. So the main focus is going to be to stay in that mindset regardless of how the team is playing. If we're playing really well, not to get too excited about it. If we are sort of 50-50, not to get bogged down by it. I think that's going to be key in this tournament.
Whoever I speak to, Virat, whoever, be it Sachin, be it anybody from the past, they say this team has it in it to go and win the World Cup. Everyone says we have a great chance, we have a great chance. Now that the team is selected, you have your 15, how are you looking at it? Do you think we have all bases covered? Fitness, quality, potential. Obviously, winning is a different ball game. Semi-final, anything can happen. We know that's sport. But as a team approaching the tournament in terms of preparation, and you've always told this process, preparation, are you happy going into the tournament?
We are all very, very happy, to be honest. The kind of cricket we have played in the last couple of years, as you said, especially looking at the way we played away from home, is a great sign of things falling in place for us at the right time. We're all very happy with the team. It's probably the most balanced side we could have thought of. Everyone who we wanted to be in a good headspace came into a good headspace. They're all doing well, they're all playing well. So I think those are the kind of things that are really crucial for a team to play well together. And the thing is that even though you might be, playing a tournament like the IPL right now, but it's the anticipation, the excitement is for that big cup, and everyone is using all the games that they have to sort of get that mindset established. And that's why you see people playing with a lot of passion in the IPL, playing with a lot of hunger, and I love seeing that. I love seeing the energy that I'm seeing in the IPL, and that to me excites me. That all the players in the team are so looking forward to bringing the same energy, because as I said, you can't just go home, cut off, sit at home and then recreate it. You need to sort of get into a momentum and make sure that you remember the mindset that you're in. And the 15 we are very, very happy with the side, and everyone looks in a great headspace as well.
I've spoken to sort of some of the boys in the team over the last couple of weeks, and one thing that stands out, in fact, KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya, both of them tell me that the way you backed them when the controversy happened. Kuldeep Yadav, he was like, "Abhi wicket nahi mil raha hai, self doubt aata hai, but jab bhi Bharat ke liye khelta hu, kaptan ball de dete hain, bolte hain wicket leke." I mean, it seemed to me that all of them sort of rotate around the captain in a manner that there is 500% trust. Which is what for me stands out in this cricket team. That it's ultimately one unit. Yes, you might be the leader, but these people around you, who are your warriors, they swear by you. That I think is the standout feature of this team over the last year.
I wouldn't put it down to myself. I think the whole management group and the way they handle players and the environment they have created in the change room, it's more like a bunch of friends together. Even from the management to myself, I would be captain, but the way we all talk in the change room, the way these youngsters joke around with me or even Mahi bhai, it's like being at home, sitting in your living. Like our change room is literally like a living room. We literally chill out, we relax, we talk so much nonsense at times, but it's so funny. That's the kind of atmosphere you need, and that's exactly the point I made, that everyone is looking forward to being back into that setup. Everyone might be playing for their own respective teams right now, but the mindset, you see, you wouldn't see any sort of chit chat between the players that are playing for the nation. It's all friendly, they're all smiling with each other. So you feel so good seeing those things, because we always wanted that to be the case. The Indian cricket team has to be paramount, and people have to look forward to being back into that setup. And that's the thing that's happening right now, and it's not only me or only the management, it's the players as well who have taken it in such a nice and positive way and in a sporting way. And it takes an effort of everyone involved in the change room, right from your support staff to management, as I said, to myself being captain, Mahi bhai being a senior, the way he deals with youngsters. I think these things make a massive difference, and that's why there's so much warmth, there's so much trust in the team. And that's why you see us playing the way we are, because there's complete trust. We set one goal and then it's auto mode. Everyone syncs with that goal. There's no personal interest. There's no playing for my performance. Nothing of that sort. People are so happy just bowling 4 good overs for the team, even if their name is not flashed in the news the next day. So these are the things that make me feel so proud to be a part of this group.
You mentioned last year when in an interview that, and I had asked, because Mahendra Singh Dhoni was not going through the best run. And you said, calm down, wait. Look at this man, the way he's contributed to Indian cricket. And we have seen the way he's still contributing to Indian cricket. This World Cup, I mean, how important, because you feel, when I see, you feel there in the deep, sort of giving your 500%. He helps from behind the stumps, the minor adjustments. That bonding or that camaraderie is fantastic to see. Can you elaborate on that partnership of yours?
It's not minor adjustments. I mean, literally to have a person who knows the game inside out and who understands from ball 1 to ball 300 what's going on the field. I wouldn't say it's a luxury to have. I'm actually fortunate to have a mind like that behind the stumps who can see the game so clearly, because at the end of the day, I want to be involved in strategy with the team management. We speak to Mahi bhai, we speak to Rohit. All of us have a healthy discussion together. And then eventually in the death overs, I know that I need to be in the outfield as well to try and make a play for the team. That's my nature by itself, that I want to do something for the team, rather than just being there. And in that regard, it's an auto mode. I mean, after 30-35 overs, he knows I'm going to be in the outfield. It's just about the bowling changes and the field placements. We totally say, you know the angles, you know the pace of the wicket, you know what's going on, and that is why there's so much trust and there's so much respect between the both of us. And yeah, I mean, that was really unfortunate to see so many people going after him. I mean, 10, 12 months down the line, they're all saying
but credit to you also. Sorry to, but because if you see Indian cricket history, there has been instances where, past captains haven't been sort of welcomed back or given that kind of respect. So credit to you and the management as well to have given Mahendra Singh Dhoni that space to operate like the way he's doing. I think has given him that extra bit of verve to do what he's doing for the Indian cricket team. That's why I said it's a two-way thing, and it's tremendous to see.
I mean, for me, loyalty matters the most. I mean, when I walked into the team, he had the chance of trying someone else after a few games. Although I grabbed my opportunities really early, but he gave me an opportunity to understand my game and give me time in the game. So for me, those things are very important because I know the kind of phase I was coming into, and if he is going through a phase where he has to work things out, he deserves that respect. It's not like I gave it to him. I mean, you look at what he's done for the country. No one can give him that space. He deserves it. So we were just doing our bit to tell people that you need to think in a sane manner. It's not like we are giving him something. He deserves this, and he's intelligent enough to know what's going on in his life and in his cricket, everything. So it was important to give him space, which people didn't have much patience at that time. But now, after 12 months, people are saying he's the most important factor in the World Cup, which is true. So we knew it deep down all along, but it was just about letting that phase go through, and he is what he is. I mean, you don't need to discuss that.
Number 4. I mean, the whole country has gone bonkers with number 4. Who's batting at number 4? Everyone was tried. People were given opportunities. Finally, we've zeroed in on Vijay and Dinesh or whatever it is. Are you happy? I mean, are you happy with this selection? Is that still a problem? Do you think there is burden on the top 3 to perform, or are you happy with the middle order like the way it's selected?
No, we don't think it's a burden anymore. We tried a lot of things. There were a few combinations that we tried. Eventually, when Vijay came in, it was 3-dimensional. He can bowl, he can field, he can bat. He's a proper batsman as well. So that just gave us an option saying, why not have that kind of balance which other teams have always had, all these years. So I think from that point of view, we all agreed on it. And then, yeah, we're pretty sorted with how we want to go about the World Cup. Obviously, who bats where is going to be a decision later, but we're very happy with the balance of the squad.
And if I look back at the Champions Trophy, I mean, you and Ravi tried this out in South Africa with the 2 wrist spinners, and it worked like magic. And I mean, I was, as I said, met Kuldeep the other day, and he was constantly talking about the fact that when he plays for India under you, it's a different ball game. So these 2 in combination, you think that is going to be one of your main strengths in England? No other team has this kind of a pair?
Of course it's going to be, especially the fact that we're playing one team at one time and we're not playing on one team 2 times or 3 times. It makes them even more lethal because it's not like a bilateral series where they can figure the variations out and come back in the next game. You're playing a different team every game. So, I mean, to give credit to both of them, the things that they've done in the last 2 years since they came into the Indian team, it's outstanding for 2 youngsters to come out and bowl with such confidence and such flair. That's actually been the most important factor for us, winning so many games, because they're taking wickets in the middle overs, which we were lacking for a long time before. And, we never struggled with the death overs purely because of what they do in the middle overs. So it's all a partnership. It's all, hand in glove. And these guys have come into the team beautifully, and they're doing their job so well.
I can keep talking to you for hours, but my time is limited, mostly because his time is limited. So last couple of questions before I let him go. One, for you personally, I mean, everybody knows that, the batsmanship is of a different level. People are talking about 4900s already. You are motoring along to breaking all records. But is this the best you've batted over the last couple of years maybe, or in that headspace that you are in terms of your fitness? Because it all comes together. Like your fitness regime, your mental ability, your physical ability, all of that contribute. Is this the best you've batted?
It's funny because I have been asked that question about 5 or 6 times now in the last 6-7 years, that is this the best you've batted.
Let it continue for another 5-6 years.
I cannot put a finger to any phase, because such is the skill of batting that once you get into a zone, you can bat in a way that even you didn't think it was possible, because you're only driven to make the team win. And that has always been my priority. So obviously your game evolves over so many years, but you also have to understand that after a certain point of time it will dip. So I don't want to keep anticipating that, my best is yet to come or not. I want to stay in the present and just contribute to the team the best way I can. And yes, obviously I have a better understanding of my game now. And that's why if you talk about strike rate, or if you talk about, how to go about the game, those things might have changed in a positive
The
manner.
reason I also asked Virat is because of the fitness thing. Because, having seen Indian cricket for a long time, I have to say this, that even if you come at sort of first over, second over, and you're batting at the 48th or 49th, you still go for that 2 or the 3 or the 4. That I think has changed over the last 2 years. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
That I think I've not seen with anyone, and it makes Indian cricket team a very different proposition now.
That is actually the most important factor, because you can keep working on your skill, but I pay a lot of attention to my diet, my fitness, and I know if I'm not fit enough, I cannot play in that manner every game. For me, it's all about preparing for the worst case scenario. If you have a game like the T20 game against Australia and Mohali, where me and MS ran, and we ran so many runs and we won the game. What if you're not able to do that? So you don't have a option B. You only have option A, which is to hit 4s and 6s in a T20 game, and that's it. If it comes to option B, what are you going to do? So that's the question I always ask myself, that if it comes to option B, if it's a big ground, the wicket's not that great, you have to knock the ball around and run for your team, can you do it? And then I tell myself, yes, I can, and then I prepare accordingly, because I need to give myself the best option of winning games for the team and not necessarily work on the things that are comfortable to me, which is standing there and hitting 4s and 6s. Everyone loves to do that. But I want to prepare in a way that, okay, I can run for the team, I can hit 4s and 6s, I can build an innings, I can play with a strike rate. I want to do everything I can possibly to make the team win, and that's how I prepare off the field.
Last one. If I look at the format, this is the most challenging format. 9 teams play each other, right? I mean, 92 was the last time this happened. Again, it's happening after 25 years. But if we look at our schedule, we are playing South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and that big one, Pakistan. Can't get tougher. How are you looking at it? And when we talk, this match of Pakistan, the rhetoric outside, what has happened in the extra cricketing world, does that make you feel we are a tad unfair as in the nation? Ultimately, it's a cricket match between 2 teams. Are the extra sort of outside factors at all important for you? Or can you cocoon yourself to all that and say, oh, you know what? Don't put that pressure on me. Me and my team will go out and play a cricket match.
Look, again, pressure is as much as you want to take it. We have always approached that game as a cricket match. When you step onto the field, you can't think of the things that might have been in your head or the things that are going on the outside. It's just purely the game that you love playing. And if you want to win a game of cricket, you have to be present, you have to use your brain, you have to use your heart at times to be brave. So you can't think of many things on the outside, and we as a team definitely don't think of any of those things. Regardless of who we are playing, for us it's a cricket game. But the fact they're saying that we're playing 4 strong side initially, I think presents also an opportunity to get into a headspace where if you do well against these teams, then you feel like you're there as a team and things are running in auto mode. So we are all looking at that as an opportunity rather than saying maybe a few easier games initially. There's no easy game in the World Cup. Every team is going to be as motivated and as pumped up to win against any team, and we have to be the same, and we should be grateful that we're getting tough games initially so that we can find ourselves out as a team where we stand and really work on things. Or if we get on a winning roll, then things go really well for the team in a long tournament like this.
Have you had this dream, 15 July, you with the World Cup trophy on the Lord's balcony?
No, I haven't thought about anything. It's 9 games first, and then semi-finals, and then finals. So it's a long tournament. As I said, it's important to stay in the present.
He's always stayed in the present as captain, as leader, as batsman, as statesman, and like you thought and you heard, articulate. He knows what he's about, what Indian cricket is about, what is needed of him, what is needed of the Indian cricket team. That's why he's flag bearer of 1 billion. That's why Virat Kohli is who he is. Yes, we will keep putting pressure, but that's for him to absorb, soak in, go out there and deliver in the 22 yards. It is his temple. It is his temple. He respects it the most. That's why he's come here. And as I said, come the World Cup, it will be perhaps the most important tournament of his life. He's beaten Australia in Australia. If he does win the World Cup, he will uncontestably be the greatest cricketer that India has seen. One can only say fingers crossed that happens. Thank you so much, Virat. Thanks a lot for speaking to me.
Thank you very much.